in this lesson I will show you how to create this cheese using boolean. So I will open new scene, and then I will go to shelf and click on box, okay, and I will hit enter on the keyboard. And now if I dive inside, make sure your primitive type is polygon mesh, okay. And as you see, the box is not at the ground, so if you move the box from here, for example, to the up, and now it's at the ground, right? But the problem is when you scale that, now it's going off the ground too. So we need to find a way to keep that on the ground even we scale the box. So I can simply right click here and choose copy parameter. So I am copying the value, and now if I right click and choose paste relative references, okay, so now this will create an expression. So if you click here, now you see this is the same value as this one, okay, because we have expression here copying this value. But the problem is now it's off the ground, it's too high, so we need to divide this expression by 2. We want that to be the half value of the y here, okay. So now if I set that to 2, now this is 1, okay. As you see now, the box is at the ground. Doesn't matter how much I scale the size of the box. Okay, so let's leave that to 1. And now we want to merge these vertices together and these two together. So I can go and select the select tool, and then I will right click here and choose points. Okay, so now I will select these 2 points, and now I will hit tab on the keyboard and my mouse in the viewport and type fuse. So this will fuse these 2 vertices together, okay. As you see, nothing happens. And here, if you come here to the group, you see we selected 2 and 3, okay. If I click on the show point numbers, now you see I have the vertex number 2 and 3, and we selected number 3 and 2, that's why written here 2 and 3, okay. As you see, nothing happens because we need to go to the distance, and if I increase the distance, now I am telling Houdini to merge the vertices that are in this distance, okay. But the problem now is that the vertices are not, the vertex is not at the center, okay. As you see, it's here. So we can do another way. We can go to the snap, and here you see we have the average value. Now if I increase the snap distance here, now they will snap at the center, okay. So now we have 1 vertex or 1 point. So now let's do that for the other 2 points. So again, select and make sure you're selecting the point, and let's select number 0 and 1, and now again hit tab and type fuse, okay. And now you see I have the point number 0 and 1, and again I will go to snap and I will increase the snap distance. Now they are at the center, okay. And as you see, the box is too small, so I will select the box and I will increase the Z by 2, okay, something like that, okay. So now let's set an empty null, an empty node, by typing null. This is just, this will do nothing, okay. So I will hit C to show the color palette, and now let's type out. For those who don't know why I am setting the null node, this is a visualization, so we know that this is our end, okay. So imagine you have multiple nodes, or you have a complex node networks, right? So when you set the null node, this is very useful, so everybody can know where is your output, because sometimes your output is here, okay. So how we will know that this is your output or this is the end result? So when you set a null, for example here, like that, so we know this is the end. Okay, so that's why we are creating the null. Let's shake that to disconnect that and connect that here. Okay, so now if I hit tab and type sphere and make sure the primitive type is polygon in order to work correctly. Okay, so let's scale that to 0.2 for example, and now we can come here and set boolean, and now let's connect that here and this one here. Okay, so now as you see, the sphere is intersecting with the boolean, but we still don't have the whole. Okay, so we need to change the operation to subtract. Okay, and we need to reverse that to be from A. And now if I go to object level, now you see I subtracted the sphere from the box. Okay, so now in order to create multiple spheres, we can dive inside, and there is a trick here we can do. We can come here and set scatter. So we need to scatter points on the box and then replace the points with spheres. Okay, so this is faster than creating the spheres around the box. Okay, so let's connect the scatter here, and let's disconnect that by holding Y, and disconnect this curve and move it somewhere here. Okay, so this is the scatter, and here you see I have force total count. I want just about 20 point. Okay, now I have 20 points on the surface. So now we need to scatter the sphere on the box. Okay, so I can hit tab and type copy to points. Okay, so now if I connect the sphere to the first input, if you hover the mouse, this tells you primitives to copy. What you want to copy? Okay, we want to copy spheres, and we want to copy on the scatter. Okay, so now as you see I have spheres on the box, but the spheres are too big, so let's select the sphere and let's decrease the size to 0.1 for example. And now let's set the boolean. Now I will connect that to the copy to points, and the second input, not to the scatter because this is the points. Okay, we won't connect that to the out. That's why I told you to create a null every time. Okay, this will make it easier for you to understand what's happening in the nodes. Okay, so let's disable the points, and now as you see we created the holes on the cheese. Okay, so this is a homework for you. I want you to try creating this cheese and post your result in the discussions. Okay, so see you in the next lesson.